Good morning. This is your CDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs is undertaking a digital transformation of its land-related services with the goal of providing easier and more efficient access to property information. A memorandum of understanding signed with the United Nations Development Programme is advancing this digital transformation initiative. Line Minister Saddam Hussein said the proposed system will allow users to digitally access key information, including the registered owner, the size of the property, valuation details, and more.
Trinidad and Tobago is a map. Everybody knows what it looks like. If I am interested in a parcel, I take my mouse, my cursor, I zoom into the parcel. I click on the parcel. When I open the parcel, it must tell me, Karen Bridgewater is the owner of this land. The land measures 5,000 square feet. We get that information from the Surveys and Mapping Division. If I want to do a transaction with the land, I have to pay taxes, stamp duty, and so on. The Valuation Division, their baseline figures already uploaded, so you have an average of what you will pay to the state in terms of those transfers and so on.
Minister Hussein said this modernization is critical to attracting investment, as investors need timely information on the location, value, and permissions associated with available land.
And if I can't tell them where the land is, if I can't tell them what the value of the land is, if I can't tell them about the permissions of the land, we will get nowhere with the investors. So this is the backbone of one of our thrusts in terms of keeping our doors open to the global community, so that we will now have foreign currencies flowing back into our shores, we will have investors back in Trinidad and Tobago, and we will take back our place in the Caribbean as the largest, fastest growing Caribbean country in this part of the hemisphere.
According to Minister Hussein, the signing of the MOU marks the start of a broader effort to modernize land-related services and create a more efficient and transparent system for citizens, businesses, and investors. In more news, support for socially displaced persons in San Fernando is being strengthened by the Ministry of the People, Social Development and Family Services through a one-off grant of $42,270. The funding was presented on Tuesday to the San Fernando Center for Displaced Persons to support its Beyond Shelter holistic reintegration program. The grant will finance counseling, psychotherapy, and case management services for 1 year, while also helping to upgrade sleeping facilities with bunk beds, mattresses, and pillows. The center has provided accommodation and support to socially displaced and homeless persons, mainly men, for the past 10 years. It serves vulnerable groups including elderly persons, people with disabilities, and employed individuals. This is the first government funding received by the center, which has primarily relied on donations, fundraising, and volunteers. Minister Vandana Mohit says stronger partnerships with community organizations can help ensure support reaches those who need it most. And in some sport news now, two programs were at the center of discussions when Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs Philip Watts met with Tobago House of Assembly Secretary of Youth Empowerment and Sport, Assemblyman Keegan Denoon, at the division's head office. The talks focused on the Reimagined Retiree Adolescent Partnership Program and the Principles of Groundsmanship Program, two flagship initiatives aimed at youth development and sports advancement. The talks focus on aligning priorities between the ministry and the division to ensure the programs provide meaningful skills training and opportunities for Tobago's youth in the sports sector. The minister was joined by senior technical staff, both Tobago West and Tobago East MPs, and other officials. The delegation later toured 3 recreation grounds, Mount Pleasant, Canaan, Bonaccord, and Colon, reviewing ongoing works and proposed upgrades. Both sides say they are committed to the partnership, with a formal launch expected in the coming weeks. And that's what's making the news at this time. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, Virmala Balkaran. Good morning, my good friend Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. We are finally seeing the light that the long weekend is almost there. How are you this morning?
I'm doing quite well this morning. Although we do have a bit of sad news that came in yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Were you a Dolly Parton fan, or are you, and will you always be?
So I have always respected her contribution toward music. I can't say I would sit down at home and listen to her music all the time because it's not really the genre of music I'd listen to. But you know, she has had an illustrious career going from music and even in food.
Mm-hmm. And she was definitely a good chef. I told you, I believe some of her recipes started going on the newspapers sometime maybe in the 80s. And there's a specific one that I have saved, and it's the banana pudding recipe that I saw a lot of creators on TikTok trying yesterday. It looks so good. So maybe that's something we should try in honor.
You need to send me that recipe so I could give it a try too, because
yes, it's actually making your custard. Making your custard from scratch. But, you know, other than food, she has definitely contributed to music and so much of country across the world over the past 80 years. So
yeah, that's right. I have a fun fact, though, about her thing from her music career. Did you know that when she was creating the theme song for her 1980s film, 9 to 5, she used the sound of her long acrylic nails to produce one of the sounds. That typewriter sound?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, I must give that a try. I really must.
I mean, when you have music in you, you don't even need an instrument, right? Your nails could just be that instrument.
And speaking of music, her voice was absolutely melodious. And I don't know if you've ever, seen videos where she was just singing without any sort of musical accompaniment or any auto-tune or anything like that. And her voice was absolutely lovely. And of course, we saw her making those cameos as well in all of those hit shows and movies. And she really will be missed. And that took the world by storm yesterday.
Yeah, she will be missed, and there's nobody like Dolly. When we lose greats like that, it just like it shows like it's the end of an era because of the contribution they would have made and stuff. There's nobody that will come like Dolly Parton, like Michael Jackson, like Prince, like some of the greats like that. Nobody will get to that level that they've set.
But the thing about music and the music that they created is that it is timeless and it will always live on. And in that, their memory and their legacy will live on. Also, just blazing the trail for other amazing artists who are coming up. So that means no more AI music, just on that topic.
Please.
Have you discovered any more of those AI songs? I am seeing so many of them on the streaming platforms. And I have to tell you, it is worrying at this point because people are really loving it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, it lacks, so while it may sound good, like for me, this is my opinion, let me just say that, it lacks soul. It lacks like that human depth to it.
But you know
However, it's hard to distinguish sometimes.
What's really bothering me before I go, Carrie, a lot of times they're taking the songs and they're putting it through the converters and they're putting another voice on it. So you're using the same everything of the original singers or creators or whatever when they work so hard to put this music together. And then you're putting an AI voice on it, an AI generated voice. So I don't know how I feel about it, but hey, we're moving with the times and there's obviously good and bad of AI. It depends on what side of the coin you decide to flip that day. But we'll talk to you soon, Carrie, another packed show. And I know that you're joining me this morning, so I'm very excited.
I have to run downstairs.
But they have to wait and find out what you're joining me to talk about today or what we're going to be doing.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, Carrie, talk soon. See you in a bit.
We will. All right. Thanks so much, Virmala.
Okay, bye.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break. Stay tuned.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT Weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
This August, join TTT as we celebrate emancipation through a month of culture, history, and entertainment. in collaboration with the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago. Experience the Pan-African Festival as it unfolds across your screens. Beginning with the historic Emancipation Ceremony, live from downtown Port of Spain on August 1st, Emancipation Day, TTT brings you a month-long lineup of festival highlights, including the Youth Pan Extravaganza, Pan-African Night Concert, Unity Reggae Concert, and much more. Delve into our history, heritage, and the contributions of our African descendants through powerful documentaries that preserve stories of resilience, identity, and legacy. Plus, enjoy a selection of entertaining films and dramatic stories to round out your viewing experience. This August, connect with the culture, the stories, and the moments on TTT and ttt.live/stream.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Ria Roopchan-Singh, and I'm inviting you to join me Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a brand new program that brings the issues affecting our lives, our communities, and our nation into focus. From politics and public policy to sports, entertainment, and the stories of everyday citizens, we'll explore the topics that matter most and hear from the people behind the headlines. Real conversations, real perspectives, real issues. Focus, people, and politics, bringing the nation into focus. Premiering Saturday, September 5th, exclusively on TTT.
Wednesday, 26th August 2026. The time now, it is 6:12 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. A police officer has been charged with possession of ammunition following an intelligence-led operation in Couva. Police say PC Avinash Kasi, attached to the Couva police station, was off duty when he was intercepted along the southern main road in Couva on Monday night. Officers allegedly found a black plastic bag containing 10 rounds of 9mm ammunition in the vehicle. Searches were subsequently conducted at the officer's residence and his locker at the Couva police station, but police say nothing illegal was found. The investigation file was then submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions on Monday, and on Tuesday, police received instructions to charge the PC with possession of ammunition. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says no officer is exempt from the law and that members alleged to have breached the law will be investigated and face the judicial process. And did you see the video circulating on social media that appears to show an alleged bee attack? And there's no confirmed information yet on where or when this footage was taken or exactly what happened. But with the video making the rounds on social media, it's a good time now to revisit some important safety advice from the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, as you see on the screen right now. If you're attacked by bees, the advice is simply move away from the area, cover your face and your eyes, and get inside a building quickly or a vehicle with the windows closed. And most importantly, don't stay near the hive and don't return to the area until the bees have settled. The ministry also cautions against jumping into water unless you can swim far enough away from the area of the colony, as the bees may actually remain above the water and resume stinging when you surface. So whether or not the circulating footage is confirmed, this is a useful reminder this morning to know what to do if you ever find yourself in that unfortunate situation. For bee-related emergencies, the ministry has also provided contact numbers, as you see on the screen once again. The emergency services can be reached at 811 for ambulance and 999 for police. Take note of that. And as you know by now, and we spoke about this morning with Carrie, country music icon Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. Parton, one of the most recognizable figures in country music, reportedly died following a brief battle with cancer. Her career spanned 6 decades, during which she sold more than 100 million records worldwide and wrote more than 3,000 songs. But her impact went far beyond music. Parton was also widely recognized for her philanthropy, particularly her work supporting children's literacy and education. What a beautiful soul. From growing up in poverty in Tennessee as one of 12 children to becoming a global superstar, actress, songwriter, and businesswoman, Dolly Parton built a legacy that reached generations. I'm sure you'd agree. Tributes are already pouring in, with figures including Beyonce and Sir Paul McCartney and Oprah Winfrey remembering the country music legend and celebrating her extraordinary life and influence. And Dolly Parton was 80.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
And while Dolly Parton was a country music icon, her music also had a connection to the Caribbean. Her 1983 hit Islands in the Stream, recorded with Kenny Rogers, became a favorite across the region. I'm sure you know that one. And that Caribbean connection continued years later when Parton worked with Jamaican musicians on Country Goes Reggae, re-recording her vocals for a reggae version of Two Doors Down, a country music legend whose music traveled well beyond the country. Music was really that good. Even my director is singing. That's very interesting. What a treat this morning. I think we're very amazed by your singing, Herdis. Well, finally, we're halfway through the week, and we're so happy that you can join us this morning. As usual, a nice long weekend is ahead of us. Independence Day. What will you be doing this weekend? Let us know your plans. It's time to grab a cup of coffee right about now and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun. Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible. The Truth of God, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the TTT network.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
I'm Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Young people are not only the future of Trinidad and Tobago. They are an important part of the conversation about the country we are building today. But as concerns around youth development, safeguarding, and juvenile delinquency continue to grow, there is a need for meaningful conversations that allow young people to be heard while ensuring that they have the support and the opportunities that they need to make positive choices. A national youth forum titled Our Voice, Our Future, Shaping the Nation Together is being held this Thursday, bringing together young people between the ages of 12 and 17, along with parents and educators, state agencies, and other stakeholders. And the initiative aims to empower young people and contribute to the prevention of juvenile delinquency. Well, joining me this morning to tell us a little bit more about the initiative and the importance of safeguarding and empowering our nation's youth is Renuka Ramuta, attorney at law and National Youth Forum Steering Committee member. Renuka is also qualified sports lawyer, holding an LLM in sports law with experience in safeguarding. Good morning, Renuka, and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let's start now with the National Youth Forum itself. What exactly is the vision, Renuka, behind Our Voice, Our Future, shaping the nation together? And what do you hope that young people will take away from this experience?
So for us, it's twofold. One, it's that this is a first or one of the first of its kind where we are having minors between the ages of 12 and 17 share their views on what's affecting them in the country and their issues. So for the first aspect, we are looking at getting their opinions, their voices, let them express themselves as what we can do for them and do with them. And then secondly, to provide opportunities and show them what support is out there. So some of our partners include the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, UNDP, UE, and they would be there as well as part of a resource fair to provide support for them.
The target audience for this forum, I think it's specifically between the ages of 12 and 17. Why this particular age group? Why is it important when it comes to early intervention and preventing juvenile delinquency?
So these are the persons who it's impacting upon, where juvenile delinquencies, school violence, it's directly impacting upon this age group category. We've had forums of this kind where it's the adults speaking, where it's the parents, where it's the communities speaking about these issues. But it's important that we get the youth themselves involved in the conversation. And they represent cross-sections of our society. They'll be parts of other groups. So we've tried to reach a wide cross-section, as well as those who would be able to express themselves in terms of what we can do with them.
Renuka, you also have a background in law and sports law, as well as experience in safeguarding. What exactly does safeguarding mean in the context of young people, and why is it so important that we have these conversations?
So part of safeguarding is taking a person-centered, trauma-informed approach. And what that means is that we get to assist the persons who are directly affected by the negative influences. And as part of safeguarding, it is lending that psychosocial support to those being affected. And these group of young people, they need to know that we are there to support them, that their voices are being heard. And it is important for the wider cross-section of Trinidad and Tobago to understand, but these are the views of the youth.
And I know that sport is also playing a special role in this initiative, I believe with some players expected to participate. What impact can sport and athletes and, of course, a positive role model in general have on young people and the choices that they make?
So we know that seeing your idol has a psychosocial impact. It's a motivational aspect to having persons of repute present. So we are looking to engage the youth through positive messaging, and sport is one of the best avenues to do that because it gives messages of resilience, competing against your opponent and still honoring your opponent. And some of these messages we hope to get to the participants on the day, as well as some fun surprise activities as well.
Let's talk about the people involved and their roles. How important are parents and schools and communities in creating an environment where young people can really feel heard and supported and guided before they reach a point of becoming involved in crime or any other risky behavior?
The wider community and the wider cross-sections that influence the youth are very impactful. And that is why the Policy and Community Support Office has also engaged in others like seminars and forums with these cross-section of groups. So parents have been engaged, community involvement has been looked at, and it's collating all of this information. It's having them also give their input and giving the support to them as well. So we view it as critical. And then now we are here to hear what the young people have to say.
Renuka, what do you believe young people themselves can contribute to this national conversation? Do you think we're doing enough to actually listen to what they're saying about the challenges that they face every day?
So, like I said, it's one of the first of its kind. So it's a start for us at the Policy and Community Support Office. So we are looking to get the information from them. We'll be engaging in focus groups. We'll be engaging in panel discussions where they get to voice their opinions, where they get to question what support is there for them. So who is in their corner? These are some of the titles of our sessions that we'll be having on a day. So it will be that we are getting from them what they are impacted by.
My final question for you, Renuka. After the forum on Thursday, what needs to happen next, and how do we ensure that this isn't simply a one-day event, and it has to be, as you said, the beginning of continued engagement and meaningful action for young people across Trinidad and Tobago? How do we ensure that?
So, because the Policy and Community Support Office is viewing this as not a one-off event, there will be more of its kind. So it's not that we're going to hear them and stop. This is going into policy. This is going to be impacted upon future events, and we'll be taking the information to move it forward in terms of nation building.
Thank you very much, Renuka, for joining us today. We look forward to the success of this event being held tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon, hopefully to get some updates on how it all went. All right. And if you are interested, it's a National Youth Forum taking place tomorrow, Thursday. It's titled Our Voice, Our Future, Shaping the Nation Together. And it is aimed at young people between the ages of 12 and 17, along with parents and educators, anyone really wanting to get involved. The time now, 6:32 in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. A beautiful Wednesday morning is here. How are you enjoying the weather? For all the stories that you see here and more, head across to our social media and also at TTT Live online and at TNT Today Show. Remember, you can hit us an email at tttoday@ttt.co.tt and be a part of the conversation shaping our nation. We take a break and come back with more. Carrie is up next.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
We're now on the cusp of learning how AI is interacting with the tools that we have been using. So now increasingly, we're using AI to fine-tune both the treatments that we're giving and also to help us with the complex decision-making.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Well, it's back to school season, and for many students, that means getting those uniforms ready. But there's one little skill that can sometimes be a struggle: tying a tie. So whether you're a student heading back to school, a parent trying to help, or you simply never quite mastered it, our very own Kyrie Roberts has you covered, and he's going to teach you the tricks to getting that tie just right. Hi, Kyrie.
Hi. Again, it's nice to be back on set with you again, right?
Listen, twice in 1 week.
Is it?
It was last
within
week.
the span of a week,
yeah,
I think.
in the same month.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you do this every day for yourself?
Every single day, sometimes twice a day.
Do you remember, did you wear a tie back in your secondary school days?
No, we didn't have a tie at the time, and they have since instituted a tie for the higher forms
So my
in my
form,
secondary
6
school.
years, I had to do that, and I was awful at it. So this morning, I know lots of people, male and female, they need to learn how to do that.
That's
so
right.
Carrie is going to demonstrate for us how to tie a tie. So how do you start?
Okay, so for all of you who are going into big school now, right? And you
big
have
school. Yes.
and you have to tie ties. Let me unbutton the jacket a little bit. I know I'm already wearing a tie, and this one is tied well and whatever like that, but let me show you how to get there.
Okay.
All right, so there's the thin side and there's the broad side most times. Now, some of the more stylish ties, they are thin all the way through because, people want to be all funky and, they have that tie. But that's not what we have for school.
But there is still a difference that you can tell that's the front and the back.
Yeah, like one side is broader than the next,
And
typically.
then there's that little strap at the back.
At the back, and you'll see what that is for as well, all right? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there we go. That strap in the back there. So, I am right-handed, so for me, the broad side starts on the right side for me, and the thinner side on the left.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you go around. Now you tuck this under your collar. Typically, you tuck it under your collar, and you adjust the sides. So you want one side longer than the next. In this case, you want the broad side long, and the thin side to come just about by your solar plexus region here.
Okay.
Now, again, it depends on the tie you're using because all ties are not made equal. Some are different lengths. And you need to find the right tie for you. Usually when you go to the store, you ask the attendant to get the tie that suits your height and suits your size, right? So in my case, this around my solar plexus here is good. So that when I make the tie, I have enough to pull and then it comes even. And at the finished product, it ends just about the belt level. That's where you want your tie to end.
Wow, lots of moving parts.
Yes. So the first thing you do, you identify your sides. If we'll get a single there, right? Okay. You identify the sides. You go around like if you are making a loop.
Okay.
So this is the easy way I'm going here. All right? The long side goes over, so right, you're holding one side goes over from the front, right? You make another loop around the whole thing. And from the back now, from the back you come through here, because you want it to be balanced. So if I made one loop that came around on the left side, the next one has to come around the right side, right? And we make a final loop to close the knot, and it again comes from the back
Wow.
and through the loop.
So the front.
So now if you go into one of the convents that have the tie,
Right.
this is where you end, right there for the girlies.
Okay.
All right? So now for the gentleman,
Yes.
we will start over.
All right. Yeah, we could use this practice.
Yeah. For the gentleman, you want your ties to be long all the way and, from your collar to your belt. So again, you start the same way. You come around from the front. All right? The first loop goes over and you pull it taut, tight. You go around again, same direction, and you make another loop. And this loop now comes from the back just once to go through that extra loop you made, and you pull it. You could neaten it up as needed, like that.
Right.
And now you hold the thin one, which is at the back now, to adjust your tie.
Magic.
And it comes up to your neck.
Beautiful.
Like that. And now, remember that strap in the back?
Yeah.
Right. That's where you put the excess through that so your tie remains neat. So it's not all over the place swinging like that. It keeps in place. And there we have properly tied tie.
Wow.
All right.
Carrie, you are really good at this.
Well, I have to do it every single day. Again, sometimes twice a day.
But a lot of people just keep it a little bit tied. Well, keep it tied, don't knotted.
Right.
And then they just put it back on and just tighten it every single day.
Tighten it. What is important as well in the shirt you wear, you want to ensure that the top button up on your collar here, all right, let me stop choking myself.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
The top button, make sure that it can close. So buying the right size of shirt is important as well. So the top button can close so that when you pull the tie up, everything sits together neat and it doesn't look sloppy, because when that top button isn't buttoned, then the tie is trying to pull the shirt together close and it's very obvious and it looks like, okay, this is incomplete, this isn't neat. So
and how did you learn to do this?
How did I learn this? I was not necessarily taught by someone. I think I went on YouTube years and years and years ago. And in YouTube you could learn pretty much anything.
Yes.
And I went on YouTube, and on YouTube I looked at videos and I practiced and I failed and I practiced again and I failed again.
Yes.
Until I became the pro that you see now.
That can be very intimidating, especially if you are now starting,
Definitely.
As you said, big school.
Yeah.
And some people heading to work this morning are probably struggling with their ties. So there you have it. And if you want to see this video again, you just have to head across to TTT Live Online. Thank you, Carrie. We really
very
appreciate
welcome.
you.
Yes, of course.
And
I
your
hope it
tie
helps somebody.
is tied so perfectly. The knot as well. And I have to say the length, how it folds. Yeah, it's good. Well, thank you for that, Carrie.
You're very welcome.
Definitely an expert. So in case you want to check that out again, head across to TTT Live Online. Our very own Carrie Roberts helping us to get that tie just right. The time now, it is 6:42. By the way, before you go, what are you doing this Independence weekend?
This Independence weekend, I think I really want to make it to the parade for the first time in my life. I am 39 years old, and I have never once been to the Independence Parade.
Well, maybe we should have a ride here at the Independence Day Parade.
I think it would make a worthwhile one.
That would be a good idea.
That would.
Well, whatever you're doing, I hope that you're being safe. I have to tell you, Carrie, driving to work this morning. I did not walk to work. There was a lot of crazy driving this morning on the roads.
I meet crazy drivers all the time.
Yeah, especially with this upcoming weekend. Thank you, Carrie. Always nice having you on set. Hope to see you next week again.
All right, let's
we'll
plan
find
it.
something to do. All right, we take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we talk about the Miss Global International on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Your heart, brain, and body work hard every day. Give them the support they deserve with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, live healthier with omega-3. wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on TTT Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:45 a.m.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Ticket Front with Officer Shabadi. Go Beyond Limits with Roland Stewart. Drive Home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
We're now on the cusp of learning how AI is interacting with the tools that we have been using. So now increasingly, we're using AI to fine-tune both the treatments that we're giving and also to help us with the complex decision-making.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
The Miss Global International Trinidad and Tobago competition takes place this coming weekend, bringing together women from across the country for much more than the opportunity to wear a crown. The competition focuses on confidence and leadership, advocacy, and preparing women to represent Trinidad and Tobago as cultural ambassadors on an international stage. Joining us this morning are two of this year's contestants, the beautiful Jemiah Johnson representing Shogunas, and also the equally beautiful Vishana Papunsing representing Caroni. Good morning and welcome, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you. Well, congratulations for making it this far, and this weekend is going to be a very, very busy weekend for you both. How are preparations coming along?
So far, preparations have been good, yet overwhelming. To be fully transparent, we have to be training a lot more often, but as the day grows closer, I think excitement is what really drives us to continue, being focused and having fun throughout the entire process.
I agree, it's very overwhelming, but it's so much fun. I'm enjoying this experience, and as the time goes by, I'm going with it as well.
So please introduce yourself each and tell us which area of Trinidad and Tobago you're representing. Tell me a little bit about you.
I'm Jemiah Johnson, and I will be representing Shogunas in the Miss Global International pageant. I am an entrepreneur, also a student with aspirations to become a vet. And I have a small business called Simply Crochet on Instagram.
I am Vishana Papunsing, representing Caroni. I'm a professional in the medical field, specifically nursing. I also like teaching, so I train in Taekwondo, and now I'm here doing this pageant.
And how has the Miss Global International journey been for you so far?
It's been amazing. I honestly never saw myself doing this, walking in heels 6 inches, wow. learning to do my makeup, putting on lashes, everything. It's been so much fun.
Life-changing, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Jamaya?
For me, I have participated in a pageant before, but this is much larger scale. And I was really looking forward to the training process. As Vashana said, the training in the 6-inch heels, learning how to do makeup. We even did combat training and classes teaching us how to wear perfume. I really feel like it's been a transformative time for us because we're learning to be better versions of ourselves throughout the entire process.
And I know that this pageant is not only about the glitz and the glam, but tell us about the deeper purpose of the pageant and what you've gained from this experience.
Personally speaking, I think it's not about the crown. I think it's about, well, Vashana can definitely vouch for this. We have grown a relationship with the rest of the delegates, and we've been able to hear each other's stories. And I think participating in this pageant has really given me an experience that I will not forget. I think it will help me with not only how I view myself, how I treat others, and to basically become a better version of myself if I had to concise it into very few words.
And how many delegates are there altogether?
11.
11.
Yes.
It's a very small group, so a lot of friendship and it's a lifelong
empowerment, sisterhood. It's
a lifelong
incredible.
Sisterhood, and you'll never forget those people that you met and that you did all of this training. So what made you decide to compete for this title?
Well, for me, it was something that I was called and asked if I'd like to participate. I was hesitant at first because I'm a very insecure person. And I said, I don't belong there in that beauty industry. But I said, why not? Just for the experience. Why not just be a part of something, be a part of a sisterhood, women empowerment and everything.
Yeah, I love that. And what about you?
For me, I always viewed pageantry as something with a very strict beauty code. I thought you had to be a specific height, weight, size. And for me, coming into the pageant, Miss Neha was very opening and welcoming. She didn't make me feel like I had to look a certain way in order to be viable for the crown. And I thought, as I saw the Instagram post, as I said, I did participate in a pageant before. When I saw the Instagram post, I wanted to participate in it because I think pageants, behind all the stereotypes, and I think pageants are really fun and they help you grow as a woman, and they also help you become a better version of yourself. Like I said, I keep saying that. Yeah.
And what cause or platform would you champion if you were crowned?
For me, as I said, I do love animals. I would like to become a vet. I believe that the SPCA is a really great organization which I support fully. They rehome abandoned or strayed animals, and that is a field I would love to get into the future.
What about you, Michelle?
I love nursing and teaching. I love being around kids, so helping those kids in need is most important to me.
And what has the support system been like from your friends and family?
For me, it has been overwhelming. A lot of people didn't know that I was into pageantry, and seeing me here, they want to support me and they want to give me as much championship from the crowd as possible, which I really appreciate and didn't know.
How have you seen yourself develop, Jamaya, throughout all of this training? I know Vashana was expressing that, she found confidence and it changed a lot of how she saw herself and being able to step out. What about you?
Similar to Vashana, I know a lot of us will say this, our confidence has grown tremendously. For me, I had my own struggles with my view of myself, body dysmorphia. I thought that I had to look a certain way to be beautiful. And for me, after going through a health crisis that made me look really different, a lot smaller, like a shell of myself, I grew to appreciate this form of myself, which is my true self. And coming into the pageant with that newfound confidence, it has grown even more. Going through the pageant, hearing these stories, knowing that I'm not alone in not feeling confident as much as I should. And I think that is the message behind pageantry in itself, that we all come in different shapes, sizes, skin colors, and it's all beautiful and it's all worth being seen.
And celebrated. And
celebrated.
Kudos to Neha. And I've known Neha for a lifetime, and she's genuinely such an amazing woman. And she's been doing so much, especially in the beauty industry, to change the way that we see things like sizes and shapes and colors and all of that. And Neha's been doing a really, really good job. So let's talk about the coronation. How can we get tickets? How can we come out and support you both and the other delegates?
You can get tickets at the Hilton, at the convenience store. We're having the show at Radisson on Saturday, the 29th of August.
At 5 p.m.
Yeah.
5 p.m. All right. And where can we support the pageant, where we can follow all the delegates and see what's happening?
You can go to the pageantworldwide.co on Instagram, and you'll see all of us. We've been posting vlogs, videos, dances. You'll be able to follow us from the Instagram account.
On Facebook as well.
On Facebook as well.
Tell me, how excited are you both for this weekend?
Very excited.
Any nerves?
A lot.
Little. Yeah.
So do you have your outfits and everything all laid out and ready to go? Or still making the finishing touches?
Finishing touches, of course.
Well, for me, I'm very excited for the mask costume aspect of the show. We have to make costumes out of recyclable materials. And for me, as I said, I have a crochet business, and I have to crochet an entire mask costume and,
wow,
you know, customize it for myself.
That's a tremendous task. And how many categories will there be?
I believe 4.
4. Okay.
Mask costume, evening gown, questions. I think there's also a swimwear, resort wear.
Well, I wish you all the best, Vishana and Jamaya. Thank you very much for being here, and good luck to all the other delegates who are competing this weekend. Thank you very much for being here on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Just about 3 minutes before the top of the hour. You know the drill. A short commercial break. Then Carrie is up next with a major network news. See you inside hour number 2 of the show when we come back.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
This August, join TTT as we celebrate emancipation through a month of culture, history, and entertainment. In collaboration with the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago, experience the Pan-African Festival as it unfolds across your screens. Beginning with the historic Emancipation Ceremony, live from downtown Port of Spain on August 1st, Emancipation Day, TTT brings you a month-long lineup of festival highlights, including the Youth Pan Extravaganza, Pan-African Night Concert, Unity Reggae Concert, and much more. Delve into our history, heritage, and the contributions of our African descendants through powerful documentaries that preserve stories of resilience, identity, and legacy. Plus, enjoy a selection of entertaining films and dramatic stories to round out your viewing experience. This August, connect with the culture, the stories and the moments on TTT and ttt.live/train.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. Despite positive weather conditions currently supporting crop production, farmers in Orange Grove say they are cautious after hearing a report from the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service that El Niño conditions are already affecting the country and are expected to persist through the remainder of 2026. With favorable rainfall and growing conditions for the year so far, farmers remain concerned about the potential impact of prolonged dry spells and higher temperatures on agricultural output and the local food supply in the months ahead.
We must be able to feed ourselves as a country, otherwise we enter real problems. So if the government of the day could contribute to farming with more attention, be successful for the farmers.
The current weather conditions are proving favorable for farmers in Orange Grove, eastern Trinidad, but despite concerns over the developing El Niño conditions. President of the Orange Grove Estate Farmers Association, Kenneth Siwala.
We are enjoying the weather. The weather is, we have some extremes, hot sun, but then the rain is falling in between. So you don't have to actually go and look for water to water your crops and so on. The rainfall, as it is there. You know, so we're enjoying the weather at this point in time. Hopefully, it will continue until late in the dry season.
As El Niño conditions are expected to persist through the remainder of the year, farmers say continued rainfall will be critical to maintaining crop production and limiting the impact on their production. In other news, industry stakeholders gathered on Tuesday for the Carnival Catwalk from Conception to International Distribution Industry Masterclass, hosted by Global Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce's Orange Economy Committee. Producer Jerome Rome Precia is celebrating the continued success of the series, which is currently available in the U.S. market. It follows a recent win for Best TV Entertainment Program at the CBU Awards.
Carnival Catwalk is a testament that our Caribbean product could make it internationally from the creative sector. It is something that we want to use as a case study where big dreams and visions and crazy ideas have landed us international recognition. We're just coming off the heels of winning the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's award for Best TV Program Entertainment.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Dr. Colin Gosine, says the locally produced reality series underscores the creative sector's ability to generate broad economic benefits. He also highlighted some of the ministry's objective to increase non-energy export by 2027.
The ministry has set an ambitious target of $9 billion in US in national investment by 2030, while aiming to increase non-energy export revenue by an additional $2 billion US by 2027 by developing our creative industries and commercial viability enterprises. The scale of the Carnival Catwalk production is testimony to this wider economic value of this creative sector. More than 230 people and businesses were engaged across development, pre-production, production, post-production, marketing, and distribution.
CEO of Global TT, Sekou Alain, described the masterclass as a practical intervention as the organization shifts its focus towards scaling export-ready projects. Drawing on the success of Carnival Catwalk, the workshop brought together 50 export-ready film producers to learn how to develop, finance, package, market, and distribute content for international audiences. In sport, Serena Williams is back on the U.S. Open court in her first Grand Slam match since 2022. The 23-time major champion is teaming up with defending men's singles champ Carlos Alcaraz in mixed doubles. Williams and Alcaraz take on Erin Routliffe and Lloyd Glasspool in the first round on Tuesday. They're among several star pairings in this event's second year. Ariana Sabalenka and Novak Djokovic are also playing together. Williams isn't entering singles at 44, but she's chasing an 11th U.S. Open title, adding to 6 singles crowns, 2 doubles titles with Sister Venus, and a mixed doubles win back in '98. Alcaraz, meanwhile, is a 2-time men's singles champ here. The mixed doubles final is today with a $1 million payday on the line. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back after the break, we get into the second hour of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 1020 with your truly Junior K Open Day. Big things happening in CTS College. Joining me inside this challenging 1020, we have Charles, of course, MBA student and lecturer. Are you ready? 10 reasons in 20 seconds why somebody should attend CTS College.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Eh? Really? The clock is ticking. Begin.
All right, so you have daycare, primary school, preschool, secondary school, tertiary education. It's convenient, it's flexible. There's a lot of payment plans that's available. A lot of the courses available online, and most importantly, student support like crazy.
Whoa, with 3 seconds left. Watch now, Charles. You aced it. Big up to CTS College, man. 1020.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, got you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, it's pulsating energy, deep cultural traditions. It's none other than Barbados crop over. Being at one with nature is no problem in Antigua and Barbuda, so let's swim with the stingrays. Fashion that's all-inclusive. And Caribbean tourism is at the forefront in Guyana. Be viewing Caribbean Passport as we explore the beauty of our region, right here on this station.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. If you're streaming us live on Facebook or YouTube, a special good morning to you. And for many entrepreneurs, having a great product or service is only one part of building a successful business. The other challenge is making sure that people know who you are, understand what makes you different, and ultimately choose your brand. And that's the focus of that Lookit brand, a marketing and media consultancy founded by Krista Lee Lookit, who brings more than 15 years of global marketing experience across several industries. And she's here with me this morning to talk about building stronger brands, some of the mistakes small businesses make when it comes to marketing, and what can be done to strengthen Trinidad and Tobago's micro, small, and medium enterprise sector. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Shala, for having me.
No problem. So let's start with that Lookit brand, marketing and media. Can you tell us about the company and what really led you to start this company?
So it's really a little bit of an unorthodox story. It started when my son was actually writing SEA. So he was in grade 5, standard 5. And I was a single parent mom for most of his primary school life. And he came to my room, I was working in corporate, and he said, "Mom, I would like to TOPS." And I said, "What do you mean TOPS?" He said, "I would like to TOPS SEA." And I thought to myself, you know, this is his first real big boy goal. And I really wanted to have more hands-on time with him and devote myself to him. So I took the option to rescind from my marketing role and be present for him to help him with SE, to help him TOPS. And in so doing, what happened organically was I started working, I was kept to work on projects while helping him. And in working on those projects part-time, it evolved into that Lookit brand when I realized, hey, I could actually make something out of this while being there for him on my own terms. And he did TOPS because he TOPS his private school, Cedar Grove Private School in 2020.
Well, congrats to him. And that Lookit brand is synonymous with MSME, entrepreneurial and student events themed, a brand for you. So what exactly now is a brand for you?
Okay, so that Lookit brand, think of it as an umbrella, and we have some core pillars of services. We offer media and marketing strategy, media management, customized training programs. But what I'm best known for is the national advocacy role. And under national advocacy, the brand it falls under is called a brand for you. It's really a double entendre because it really helps you to understand how to make your brand become a brand for you, which is your target audience. And at the same time, making sure it's a brand that works for you as a business owner, because what's the point in putting in all this hard work and building a successful brand if it doesn't work for you? So it's really twofold.
And can you give us a recap of the brand for you events that you deployed for this year's 2026?
2026 has been an amazing year for the brand for you initiatives. The marketing masterclasses are held every quarter, and we have had 3 quarters in the year gone by. So we've had 3 successful cohorts of business owners who built their marketing capacity. September, October is going to be our 8th cohort because it started last year in 2025. We also had our very first net worth circle. So it's really a networking initiative. The operating word is net worth, where it helps business owners and entrepreneurs build their personal net worth and their business net worth as well in a networking environment with mentors and fellow business owners in the community. And then the one that is most dear to my heart, in July of this year, we held our full-on Teens Full Day Conference, where 150 teens and students who wanted to be entrepreneurs and they want to build brands came and were able to come to this conference for practical strategies and have access to business owners who've been on that journey before. So we had persons like Hema Ramkisoon, Umar Hadid, Dr. Luke Wamana and Marcus Williams. They all came to share their insights on their journey with the kids. So that's been our year so far.
Yeah, I saw the highlights from that, and it looked really, really incredible. You've worked in marketing for more than 15 years, and a lot of people know you from that, and you've really impacted a lot of businesses as well. What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned so far?
So in corporate marketing, I think I've been really blessed where the companies I was exposed to, they've been light years ahead of their time with marketing. But a lot of business owners and some companies still view marketing as an administrative function. So that mindset shift of moving business owners and companies to understand that marketing is really a strategic function and how to leverage marketing strategies to grow demand for their business. Because a marketing plan is your blueprint to execute and drive demand. So your marketing plan filters from your marketing objectives, your business objectives, and that is going to add zeros to your bottom line as a business owner.
A lot of people start a business and, they create a logo and they open a social media page, but what actually makes a brand?
So having a logo and having a business page is great, but that does not make a brand. Having a great product and a great service, that's very nice, but that does not a brand make. One of the biggest perception changes in what makes a brand really comes from understanding, or people understanding, how your customer experiences and processes what we present and we place in front of them. Because your customer hardly ever experiences your brand in isolation. They don't experience your product or your service by itself. They experience the context of it all. And that includes the emotions associated with your brand as well. And that is what makes a brand.
And what is one of the biggest marketing mistakes that you see small businesses and entrepreneurs making?
This is a really great question because I see it across the board. They view marketing as a cost center, and marketing is not a cost center. When you shift your mindset and understand that marketing is really a return on investment, and marketing has a compounding growth factor to it, it really helps you understand that your investment is not a cost, but it's going to give you returns. That's the biggest challenge that I see a lot of them they do have. And if it is that you understand when you invest in your marketing, the compounding effect of it is going to be realized, then it makes the process easier. We post-pandemic, Charlotte, we live in a society where everything is instantaneous. And if growth and returns are not instantaneous, results are not instantaneous, then we think it's not working. But how do you eat a whale? One bite at a time.
Yes.
And for your marketing, it's the same thing. How do you grow your business? One customer at a time. One customer has a compounding effect. One customer can be many sales. One customer can be a high average ticket. One customer can be repeat purchases. One customer can recommend you to 5 other people. That's the compounding effect of one customer.
And speaking of customer, how important is it for a business owner to understand who is their customer when they're starting to spend money on advertising or social media, knowing exactly who's your target?
So this is extremely important because not only for micro, small and medium enterprises and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, but across the board, multinationals engage in huge exercises to understand their customer. If you understand your customer, you're going to get bigger bang for your buck, you're going to get greater return on investment, and you're going to be more successful and get results easier. Understanding who your customer is, I would like the audience to remember 3 W's. Understand what is the problem they are solving, who their customer is, their demographics, the segmentation, customer profile, age, gender, income bracket, for example, customer profiling. Understanding who do they serve and why. Those 3 things, where your customer sits as well. It's important that we meet our customers at their point of need. They're going to be at different channels, but also is their point of need an emotional need? Is it a luxury need? Is it affordability? Is it convenience? So understanding your customer is critical.
And now let's talk social media. And it is now a major marketing tool, more than, back when I'm sure you began your career as well. Especially for small businesses, it's so affordable and it's easy to maneuver. I can only imagine. How can entrepreneurs actually tell now whether their social media is really helping their business and not just, simply getting likes and views? You want to ensure now that we translate those views and likes into actual tangible returns.
So, I really never liked the notion that marketing is about getting attention. Great marketing is really about understanding how people make decisions when we do have their attention. So the biggest decision we want any customer to make is really their purchasing decision, to purchase your brand. Social media metrics inherently, they do measure attention. Business metrics are going to measure outcome and results, and your business needs both, but for the entrepreneur and the business owner, you really want conversion to your transactions because that's where it's at.
Krista, beyond marketing, your work also includes training programs for teams and companies, and not only marketing, but also, I believe, customer experience and sales and personal branding. How much can the way a business treat and communicate with customers affect the strength now of their brand?
Winning brands, strong brands and winning brands are brands that really communicate with their present customer. They communicate with their disgruntled customer. They are communicating with their customer who's fallen off. They're communicating with their non-existent or potential customer as well to bring them into the segment. I've seen in Trinidad, especially in the Trinidad business market model, where last click attribution is somehow gives an indication and it doesn't paint a great picture of where it is your demand is being generated from. And great marketing and great brands right now are really reaching customers at different touch points consistently. Consistent signals, one customer across different platforms to ensure that they come to the same conclusion no matter where the customer sits. And that conclusion is that I am a brand for you.
And for the entrepreneur watching this morning who has, a good product or service, but they somehow feel that their business has become stagnant, what's the first thing you would tell them?
I think I would tell that entrepreneur to really look back and assess your value proposition statement. Your value proposition statement fundamentally speaks to what is the problem you're solving, who you are serving, and why. And if you're stagnated, it's usually because there's a problem in understanding what you're solving. There's an issue with understanding who do you serve, some sort of misalignment. So going back to your value proposition is going to help.
And finally, to all business owners and entrepreneurs or students or teens who want to become a brand for you, what advice would you give them to achieve this?
So I think two things. One, to remember that you are your own brand. At the end of the day, you are a walking, breathing, living embodiment of a brand. Virmala Balkaran stands for something. It signifies something. You are your own brand. And then secondly, to understand, as custodians of our brand, we really try to control the narrative and put our brand out there, but we need to understand the brand from the customer's lens. How does the customer view and perceive your brand? What does it mean to them? What does it represent and signify to them? What does it quantify to for them? And that is really how you become a brand for you.
What value you bring to them as well. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Crystal. Building a business is one thing, but building a brand that customers recognize and trust and continue to choose requires strategy and consistency and a clear understanding of the market. And we thank you so much for sharing some of that insight with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
We hope that we'll have you back soon. I'm pretty sure a lot of businesses this morning were able to appreciate what you had to say. And you can also follow her on social media and get all the information that you need. You want to give them your social media channel?
Sure. My social media handle is @thatlookatbrand, and it can be reached at thatlookatbrand@gmail.com. But before I do go, I do have something to present to you. Yes. So
I got a gift.
I am wearing the A Brand for You insignia, which is something.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That all of the members of our community wear, and I'd like to present one to you.
Oh, thank you.
To say welcome to our community and thank you for bringing advocacy to the brand building, the importance of brand building and building marketing capacity.
All right. Thank you
on a national scale. Thank you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you, Krista.
You're welcome.
And as I said, we really hope that you join us soon. Again, it really is some beneficial information for businesses, especially if you're a small business and you're looking to really kickstart your sales and your marketing and all of that. Krista can definitely help you through that. 7:22, that's the time. We take a break and come back.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, We protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Ria Rupchan and I'm inviting you to join me Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a brand new program that brings the issues affecting our lives, our communities, and our nation into focus. From politics and public policy to sports, entertainment, and the stories of everyday citizens, we'll explore the topics that matter most and hear from the people behind the headlines. Real conversations, real perspectives, real issues. Focus, people, and politics, bringing the nation into focus. Premiering Saturday, September 5th, exclusively on TTT.
We're now on the cusp of learning how AI is interacting with the tools that we have been using. So now increasingly, we're using AI to fine-tune both the treatments that we're giving and also to help us with the complex decision-making.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
Over the past several weeks, we've been joined by Rachel Ramal, Managing Director of Camino Realty International, for our series Making Real Estate Make Sense, breaking down everything from buying and selling property to valuations and deeds. And we touched survey plans, landlord and tenant responsibilities, even taxes. And our final topic was property management. Well, this morning, we've come to a final segment in this initial series, and we're bringing it all together with some of the biggest lessons and takeaways for anyone buying and selling or renting or investing in property. And of course, this is not going to be goodbye. Rachel will be back at some point in time. But for now, Rachel, good morning and welcome back one final time for the series.
Good morning.
And I should say, you know, the information has been really helpful. A lot of people have expressed that. And I want to take a little trip down memory lane and everything we've been discussing. Now, let's say I'm thinking about buying a property. What's the first thing I should be asking myself?
Well, first of all, what you see is it may not be, you know, what actually is, right? Of course, your first step is to be realistic. You know, what are you purchasing? Are you purchasing a house to live in? Are you purchasing an apartment to be used as investment property? Are you purchasing land? You know, you have to really be realistic, you know, because sometimes it is too good to be true. So, you know, those fine details, we need to really, you know, figure those things out before we actually start spending our money, right? Yeah.
And we've spoken quite a bit about things like valuations and survey. We spoke about plans and deeds and clearances.
Yeah.
So much. Remind us, why is all of this important?
Well, again, you want to make sure
the person you are purchasing the property from is in fact the actual legal owner. So that's when we spoke about things like deeds and title searches and so on. In terms of your survey plans, boundaries are important, right? In relationships and in property purchase, okay? Boundaries are important. So you want to make sure, again, if you're buying a piece of land, you want to make sure that land is within its legal boundaries. Valuations, you want to look at market price versus asking price. We spoke about persons attaching sentimental value to their asking price, and then when the valuation report comes back,
they can't believe that it's worth that and not what their heart thinks it is. You see, I learned so much. I feel like this is a little quiz for all of viewers this morning. You can probably answer these questions. So if you had to give viewers advice about real estate, what would it be?
First of all, again, be realistic. Know your numbers. Do your homework. Make sure you verify all of your documents to make sure everything is legally correct. And of course, I forgot to mention before, get pre-qualified. So you have an idea of what you're looking for. Again, you don't want to enter that search process and you don't even know where you're going to fall in terms of range.
That's very true.
Yeah. So you're probably looking at $2 million properties when in fact you may only pre-qualify for 1 point something. You have to,
That's very interesting. I actually took a lot of your advice and, I did some of these things myself, and I will tell you, it really does make a huge, huge difference. Rachel, what about landlords and tenants? We spoke about their responsibilities recently. Let's recap that.
Right. So my first tip of advice is to have everything in writing. A lot of times when we are dealing with issues between landlords and tenants, it's because they don't have anything in writing. The second thing is to obviously own your role as a landlord. Understand what your responsibilities are. As a tenant, understand what your responsibilities are. And you'll see I have a point there saying, be human, life happens. And I'm saying that because another common scenario that comes up is that you might have a tenant and the tenant is 1 day late in paying rent. Some landlords ready to evict you, they're ready to charge you late fees, and it's like, okay, sometimes things happen. Sometimes you have emergencies. Sometimes people's salaries don't hit their account when it needs to hit the account for the rent to come out, So at the end of the day, be human. Understand
Sometimes
the other
you can
person.
be a little bit rigid. And also as a tenant, you also have to understand, your landlord as well. And we've talked about the importance of doing your homework. So where does a real estate professional fit into this whole process?
So ideally, a good real estate professional should be there with you every step of the way, the entire process, from the beginning, from when you need to get pre-qualified to going through the different stages with legal, finance, and so on. They're really supposed to be there to hold your hand, to provide that guidance and that support. Another key aspect is, of course, efficient and effective communication. You want to make sure you're keeping all the parties involved, making sure your purchaser, your buyer, your seller, your landlord, your tenant, everybody knows what's going on. At the end of the day, real estate is a team effort. So at the same time, know when other professional help is needed. As a real estate professional, there's only so much you can do, in terms of, let's say, valuation surveys. Yes, you'll have the knowledge, but understand when it is time to involve the other professionals who play a part in the transaction.
So Rachel, after all the topics we've covered in this series, if viewers remember just 3 things from our segment, Making Real Estate Make Sense, what do you think those 3 things should be?
Don't rush. A lot of people rush, whether it's a purchase or a rental. A lot of people rush into things, and it's only when they sign those final documents they realize, oh my gosh, there's this clause in the contract, or I can't do this, or there are these restrictions. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So don't rush. Gather your knowledge, your information. Seek the right advice. Of course, go to your attorney. Make sure they vet all of your documents. Don't just jump into any agreement and pay no large sums of deposit, when you're not sure about the property. And of course, know your numbers. Understand where you fall in terms of pre-qualification. Understand where your salary falls in terms of like if you want to rent. Make sure that you're not putting yourself in that financial strain.
The old people say don't hang your heart where it can't reach. So you don't want to end up in a situation like that where you can't afford to continue to live comfortably.
Correct. Property purchase should not be a financial strain, or even property rental.
I agree. Well, Rachel, I want to say thank you so much, not just for joining us this morning, but for being with us throughout this entire series. You've really brought a wealth of information that I'm pretty sure people have seriously benefited from. I'm going to be very honest from a personal standpoint. I too have seriously benefited from your advice, and it has really helped to make our viewers feel a little bit more informed and confident about real estate. So this is where we bid you goodbye. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, thank you so much to the Camino Realty International team. And we are going to see Rachel again. We very much hope so, and hoping they will be back and to share more information with us. 7:34, a little time check for you. Have you been enjoying the show? Remember, everything that you see here you can find at TTT Live online. And if you want to send us an email, all you have to do is email us at tttoday@ttt.co.tt, especially if you're celebrating a birthday as well. Speaking of that, a little later on, we tell you we're celebrating a very special birthday, one of our very own. We take a break.
So, you're not setting rules home, but telling your daughter, don't let no teacher have to call you because she's not following rules in school? You ever hear the old people say, butt in your crease? Better believe you could use that to set boundaries with your children. You are more than a friend to your children. Set clear, healthy boundaries for both you and your child. Make sure they are age appropriate and, most importantly, consistent. This helps them understand what behavior is expected of them and provides a sense of structure and stability. It gives you a framework of trust and understanding to build on. And so at the end of the day, do your best. Share if you found this useful, and like and follow our profile for more parenting tips. Letter of the day, B, boundaries.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Ria Rupchansing, and I'm inviting you to join me Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a brand new program that brings the issues affecting our lives, our communities, and our nation into focus. From politics and public policy to sports, entertainment, and the stories of everyday citizens, we'll explore the topics that matter most and hear from the people behind the headlines. Real conversations, real perspectives, real issues. Focus, people, and politics, bringing the nation into focus. Premiering Saturday, September 5th, exclusively on TTT.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
how we do that on Wednesdays. At this time, we join our colleagues at Talk City 91.1 FM as we continue our weekly link up, a space where TV and talk radio come together to reflect the conversations that matter. It's time now for the link up.
It's unfiltered, y'all.
Unmatched. Unscripted. You're dressed for talk. This is the link up. This is the link up with Talk City 91.1 FM.
Good morning, my favorites. How are you?
Indeed. Good morning to you, Virmala. How are you?
How are you doing
Andy?
this morning, Lennox?
I'm doing fine, but Andy is not here.
Oh my
so
gosh,
I have you,
you
all
are
to
Andy
myself.
free once again.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
Well, it's nothing that I would create any kind of bother about. Let me put it that way. All right?
I'm hopeful that he's not listening to you right now, because that will be drama when he comes back. Well, Lennox.
Oh yes. So I am being preemptive.
Yeah.
so I'm making use of the opportunity.
Long weekend is coming up. It's Independence Day weekend. What do you have planned for that?
Yes, I have things planned. There are some exercises that in the community, East Port of Spain, Laverton, and so on, that I will be attending. There are several leaders that have recognized the fact that we have to have a national agenda nestled in patriotism and love for country. And so as a consequence of that, I thought I should be as elastic as possible in terms of presenting myself in whichever place that they would have asked, because you have to do that, especially when one considers that the SOE will come to an end next month. And of course, we have a lot of persons who may have been incarcerated back out into the community. So we have to prepare for all of that.
Mm-hmm. And what's your message to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago? You're hearing me, Lennox? All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? Yes. Okay. What's your message?
I'm hearing you now. Yes.
What's your message to our viewers and listeners this morning as we approach this Independence Day, and how far we've come? And I know there's no better person to talk about this than you.
Oh, well, of course, my advice: serious introspection. And you're quite right, having introspection would mean that you would have had a certain amount of experiences, and then make the comparison between where you would have been, where you are now, and of course the optimism that is now being spread as far as the economic front is concerned. And of course that will manifest itself in the budget to be laid by this administration. And I am very, very, very optimistic in Trinidad and Tobago, having regard to what I am seeing unfolding on the economic front, the oil, which is of course our main export and income earner, foreign exchange, but more importantly in the non-oil sector. I saw something on your program that I am very, 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 very pleased with, and that is of course one of the things is the what is called the that area, the film industry, etc., where people are making strides, and I think that augurs well for Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. Well, thank you, Lennox, and happy Independence Day 2026 to you. Thank you for always bringing, as I said, a wealth of information. I always say that, when you join us, I absolutely love it. So thank you for being here. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Give our love to Andy and tell him we'll see him or talk to him next week. And I'll talk to you soon.
I'm going to close by simply saying to Andy, eat your heart out.
Have a good day, my darling Lennox. That was the link up with Talk City 91.1 FM.
It's unfiltered, y'all.
Unmatched. Unscripted. You're dressed for talk. This is the link up. This is the link up with Talk City 91.1 FM.
I'm Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, it's pulsating energy, deep cultural traditions. It's none other than Barbados crop over. Being at one with nature is no problem in Antigua and Barbuda, so let's swim with the stingrays. Fashion that's all-inclusive. And Caribbean tourism is at the forefront in Guyana. Be viewing Caribbean Passport as we explore the beauty of our region, right here on this station.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z. Or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am Ria Roopchansing, and I'm inviting you to join me Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a brand new program that brings the issues affecting our lives, our communities, and our nation into focus. From politics and public policy to sports, entertainment, and the stories of everyday citizens, we'll explore the topics that matter most and hear from the people behind the headlines. Real conversations, real perspectives, real issues. Focus, people, and politics, bringing the nation into focus. Premiering Saturday, September 5th, exclusively on TTT.
Well, on today Celebrating You, we're celebrating one of our very own here from the Trinidad and Tobago Today team. It's our favorite. Happy birthday, Tyrese Legendre. We're so happy to celebrate your birthday with you. Thank you for everything that you do for us here on the show and for your expertise and for your patience. Tyrese, one of your best qualities. So happy birthday to you. Here he is with the students coming in to take a tour of TTT Media Limited. Happy birthday, Tyrese. We love you very, very much. Although you're not here with us and you're just, taking some time to enjoy the day. Well, a new Caribbean-built ride platform is preparing to enter the TNT market with a focus on local identity, driver opportunity, rider rewards, and, of course, safety. Irie Ride is projecting a public launch on August 31st, Independence Day, subject to final readiness, of course. Among its plans, an independence promotion and also a 90-10 fare split that would see drivers keep 90% of their fares after an initial qualifying trip. And of course, there's rider miles and driver verification and a number of planned safety features. We're going to hear all about it this morning. What exactly is Irie Ride, you're wondering, and what makes it different from the ride platforms that we already know? And what exactly should our drivers and also riders expect? Well, joining us this morning, I have Mauricia Gonzalez and Roger Lane from Irie Ride. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you both?
I'm fine.
All right. So let's talk about Irie Ride. What exactly is this?
Well, Irie Ride is a Caribbean-built rideshare platform. It's scheduled to launch. Well, our targeted launch date is on Independence. We've built the platform to allow riders to a more modern access to rides, booking and scheduling appointments, that sort of thing, access to airport and shared ride access. while giving drivers the opportunity to have stronger earning power.
And why the name Irie Ride?
Irie Ride was derived from the word Kairi. Kairi being means the land of the hummingbird. As we all know, the hummingbird represents beauty, agility. So hence the reason we created or came up with the name, because we combined.
And that's the logo as well.
Yes.
I'm seeing that. It's very beautiful, very simple.
Yes.
And I think you can spot that from
so
a mile.
We combine modern technology together with history.
Now, what makes Irie Ride different from other ride platforms?
Different meaning more transparency for riders. Safety, of course, we focus a lot more on safety, and accessibility, reliability.
And you are launching this around independence. What is the campaign about?
We initially started to call it 64 for 64 in celebration of our 64 years of independence. So eligible verified riders, for your first ride, you get up to $64 on your first ride.
Each ride.
Each ride. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be using that this weekend.
So in total, if your ride is totaling, let's say $54, you have $10 credit that would go toward your next ride. So once you've obviously met your $64, well, then you start paying afterwards.
So that sets it apart from different rideshare companies as well that we have on the market right now.
We're gifting back to the community. You know, it's our way of celebrating, our 64 years.
Yeah, that's the difference. So how do you benefit from signing up really? Can I sign up right now?
Yes, you can sign up right now.
Okay.
We're trying to develop a pool of, professional drivers. So I must say though that we pride ourselves on good customer service, and that is something that we pride ourselves on. So we stand in a category by ourselves. You know how customer service is in our country, and how sometimes it can get, and we pride ourselves on good customer service. And once we develop that pool, each driver has an opportunity to develop their skill set and so on, and even so allow for new monetary gains.
Let's talk about rider miles. What exactly is that?
Okay, just how we have frequent flyer miles, we have rider miles. So each 100 miles equals $10 in rider credit.
Oh wow!
So you can either use that rider credit toward future rides, or you can gift those rides to either family or friends.
And there's community miles as well.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, when I say gift, meaning gift to
your community.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And let's talk about the drivers. To anyone wanting to sign up maybe this morning and they're looking on, what is the opportunity for drivers with Irie Ride?
Well, the opportunity for itself, as my colleague Marissa would have indicated, once applied early and the pool is developed, each driver has an opportunity to receive 90% of earnings. So it's a 90-10 ratio, where the driver takes from 90% and Irie Ride 10%. You see, we built on, focusing on our drivers. We know that is an extensive work. Driving the outside, it's
and
a
what
lot
kind
of work.
Drivers are you looking for?
We're looking for professional drivers. We're looking for not just professional drivers, we're looking for drivers that can, make the ride not just about a ride, personalized rides, and, just build, a friendly environment for each driver. So just trying to identify each driver and the clients and allow for ease of doing business.
I have to ask you about safety, because that's a very big talking point now, and it's our concern. I'm taking this taxi or this rideshare. How safe am I? What is Irie Ride doing about that?
Okay, well, we have implemented live GPS tracking, and let's just say, for instance, 98% of the time a driver would usually have their app open, and if they should feel in danger or any any sort of uncomfortable way, they can simply just tap on the panic button and admin will contact them, ask pertinent questions, and based on the situation, they will contact emergency services, whether police, ambulance, whatever.
What is the ride handshake? I saw that coming up.
The rider handshake is basically like a code, right?
Okay.
So let's just say you were to book a ride, you would receive a 4-digit code. Once the driver shows up, when the driver shows up, your code must match the driver's
like
code.
Like a safety pin.
Yes, it's like a safety pin.
That code, you can't go anywhere.
The ride will not start.
And that protects the driver as well. To ensure that they're not picking up someone random or again the wrong person. Yeah. Have you ever gone into a wrong taxi?
Yes.
That's me. So when is the app launching? When can we start riding with Irie Ride?
You could start riding today.
Oh.
Yes, because seeing that CPL is starting today. We are urging people right now to take advantage of the 64 for 64 because, we have independence coming up, so why not start now?
Yeah, I like that.
So drivers as well as intended riders, they can log on to irieride.com and they can get the information, enroll, and start driving, start riding.
But what I can say is, though, the app is not yet on the App Store. It's still undergoing technical and testings. So it's not in the App Store yet.
Okay. But if we sign up, as soon as it's ready, we'll know.
Yes.
All right, well, let's start riding with Irie Ride. And if you had to summarize Irie Ride in one sentence, what would it be?
Everything. When you hear the word Irie, what do you think?
Everything's going to be all right.
Yes.
That's right. So safe, reliable, affordable, everything Irie.
Everything Irie.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah. Thank you very, very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. There's quite a bit being proposed here with Irie Ride. We hope that you use it. Remember, it's irieride.com. You can head across there and sign up. And thank you for telling us all about it. I'm definitely going to try that. And there's that special for Independence Day weekend as well. So take full advantage of that. Well, this is where I get ready to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me today on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Tomorrow, it is Tobago Thursday. We're looking forward to that. I'm going to leave you with a weather update from Zaina James. Have a wonderful day. See ya tomorrow. Be safe. Bye-bye.
I'm Zaina James with your weather update. Wednesday will be a day of variable weather as a tropical wave and the ITCZ bring additional moisture across our area, but there is still Saharan dust present, which could limit activity, so expect periods of sunshine and cloudiness, with showers becoming more likely from late morning into the afternoon. Some of these showers could become heavy, with isolated thunderstorms also possible. Where heavy activity develops, gusty winds and street flooding are possible. At sea, moderate conditions are expected, with occasional choppy conditions possible near heavier showers, and spring tides also remain in effect, so caution is advised near the coastline.
Wash away all your unlovely. Well, are you?
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack. Whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes, we are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Your news news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
I'm Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. A national youth forum aimed at reducing juvenile delinquency and youth violence is being held on Thursday to bring together young people aged between 12 and 17. The initiative seeks to provide a platform for young voices to be heard while exploring solutions to some of the challenges facing today's youth, including crime, violence, peer pressures, and social influences. Member of the Government Youth Steering Committee and Attorney at Law, Renuka Ramuta, highlighted why this particular age group is being targeted.
Juvenile delinquencies, school violence, it's directly impacting upon this age group category. We've had forums of this kind where it's the adults speaking, where it's the parents, where it's the communities speaking about these issues, but it's important that we get the youth themselves involved in the conversation, and they represent cross-sections of our society. They'll be parts of other groups. So we've tried to reach a wide cross-section.
One of the aspects of this particular forum includes safeguarding. Ms. Ramuta explained the context of safeguarding in reference to young people.
Part of safeguarding is taking a person-centered, trauma-informed approach. And what that means is that we get to assist the persons who are directly affected by the negative influences. And as part of safeguarding, it is lending that psychosocial support to those being affected.
The theme of Thursday's Youth Forum is Our Voice, Our Future, Shaping the Future Together. In more news, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine stated Caribbean Airlines' decision to drop bi-weekly flights between Barbados and Tobago was inevitable. CAL announced on Tuesday that from September 2nd, it will no longer provide direct airlift between Tobago and Barbados as part of its ongoing schedule optimization across its regional network. The announcement has already sparked some worry amongst tourism stakeholders. However, in an immediate response, the Chief Secretary explained that the flight was failing because it was averaging between 20 to 25% of passenger capacity, making the decision inevitable. Despite this, he announced there will be a meeting taking place today, Wednesday, between Caribbean Airlines and the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited to finalize the commencement of direct airlift from Toronto, Canada, to the island. Mr. Augustine also stated that other destinations would be coming on stream soon. This is expected to be revealed after Wednesday's meeting with CAL. A police officer has been charged with possession of ammunition following an intelligence-led operation in Central Division. Police say officers intercepted a vehicle along the southern main road in Couva on August 17th and allegedly found 10 rounds of 9mm ammunition in a black plastic bag. The occupant was identified as PC Avinash Cussi, who is attached to the Couva police station and was off duty at the time. Cussi was detained and taken to the Chaguanas police station, while the ammunition was seized as evidence. Investigators also searched his home and police station locker, but nothing illegal was found. Following legal advice and consultation with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Cussi was charged on Tuesday with possession of ammunition. Regionally now, at least 47 people have been killed and more than 50 others kidnapped following a major gang attack on the community of Kenscoff near Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. The latest figures were released by the United Nations on Tuesday, following Sunday's assault by armed men on the once peaceful hillside community. Homes were reportedly set on fire as residents came under attack, with authorities describing the incident as one of the largest mass kidnappings in Haiti in recent years. The attack has heightened concerns over security in the Caribbean nation, coming amid signs that conditions had been improving. Reports indicate that a gang leader has threatened to kill the hostages if security forces target gang members during efforts to regain control of the area. Security analysts say the crisis presents a major test for Haiti's government, police, and the International Security Mission, as authorities work to secure the community while trying to protect those being held captive. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. On behalf of our entire team, have a wonderful day.
This is TTT. Live for local.